Hello, I'm Earl Gibbs, and welcome to Earl Gibbs Live. I have a very interesting guest with me, Miss Chemont. How you doing?
Good. Greetings, Mr. Gibbs.
Thank you.
I'm doing fine, thank you, and it's a pleasure to be here again, starting off 2023 with you.
It's good to have you in the program. So I said Miss Chemont because if I mention Maria, everybody wants to know which Maria.
Yeah, that's true. The other one is my cousin.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Wow.
we're related.
Well, that's good. That's good. So how things going with you?
Pretty good, I must say. Starting off the new year good. We thank God for health most of all, and we pray for continued health throughout the year and wisdom as well,
Well,
as a people.
oh yeah, definitely, definitely. The thing about it is, if you don't have health, you have nothing.
Absolutely. And again, as I was reading the article from Dr. Mercelina in regards to the diabetic condition and the amputations, it is wise that we start to, during this year, really keep a check on our health and, in particular, our diet, what we are eating, and what we are drinking, because a lot of people are drinking a lot of sweet juices, a lot of sodas, and those type of things, and even the energy drinks. We need to really cut back on those things because, again, the starches as well, a lot of bread and rice, and those are things we really have to keep a check on our diet, because diabetes is more than on the rise. It has always been there, and now there's such an increase. And indeed, when we look at the amount of people on the island that are actually losing their limbs, and in these cases, even double amputations, we have a lot of people with disabilities in this case. Because, yeah, if you don't have any legs, of course, you become disabled
Right.
to be able to move around, mobilize, and as well as to be able to help yourself. And then you are dependable on prosthesis and wheelchairs to get around. And if you are in a wheelchair, then you are dependable on people to assist you.
Right.
So it is important that we really keep a check on our health. And even so, the young children, we are seeing the obesity amongst the young people as well, our school-going children, because what is happening here, they're consuming a lot of wrong foods, a lot of fast food, and they're drinking a lot of sodas. In the morning, before they drink a cup of tea, you see them with a big bottle of Buster or whatever the drink is in their hands, and that is contributing to the situation that we are now experiencing with an increase in the diabetic patients, dialysis patients, and double amputations or amputations in general.
Well, you're retired, but you're a registered nurse by profession, right?
Yes, I am.
And I hear people talk a lot about sugar, how bad it is. Even doctors warn people about consuming too much sugar. Is it really, really that bad?
It is this bad. And again, what is one of the contributors to people are not really moving their bodies the way they should,
So
in terms of exercising, the lifestyle, the eating, but also the exercise. A lot of people are just sitting, and we are sitting with a phone all day. We are sitting in our cars. We do not really walk to be able to burn the calories. You see, what happened is, long time ago, you could have eaten the starches, yes, but you were burning the calories that you would know, because people were laboring, children were working. There were no gadgets that you're sitting all day on, so you were exercising. So when you burn the calories, you would not get that increase of glucose into the blood like that. Exercise is important.
Okay, so when I was growing up, man, I used to love my Coca-Cola, man. I used to have like sometimes 2 or 3 bottles a day.
That's a lot of sugar. That was a lot of sugar. But like I say, you were moving,
Yeah.
you were playing, you were running, you were jumping, you were burning the calories.
And we didn't have social media in those
And
days.
we didn't have no social media, so people were busy doing, other things that kept us moving, and also was also contributing to our mental health, because in a case like that, you're busy using your brain nowadays. And in terms of even with your homework, you had to do the calculating of our sums, arithmetic. You were using your brain. Now you use a calculator, so everything becomes a kind of a lazy. If you don't use it, you lose it. So we really need to do better and start to exercise, walk a lot, put down the gadgets a little bit and try to move the body.
You know, my second daughter is a medical doctor, and she was here for the holidays.
Wonderful.
And we were speaking with another doctor, and I was present. And I was shocked because when you get two doctors speaking
Doctor language.
they forget you're there.
I know.
And the doctor was telling her, because she's a very young doctor, that in St. Maarten they're seeing so many cases of diabetes.
That's right.
And it's shock, it's alarming. And I'm
It
standing there,
is.
so I didn't realize it's that bad. It's really, really bad in this. Apparently, it seems like we are getting to a stage where I think if it's this bad, then the government and SZB need to start a real public awareness campaign
That's
on
correct.
how we approach our diet as a people.
Yes, that is what has to happen. The awareness has to be heightened where this diabetic. But then again, as I would mention, last year, I believe it was, there was an activity by the Heart and Stroke Foundation that was kept in the Emilio's Park. And I was there. But I was questioning myself because they did a lot of advertisement for that particular activity. I realized that our people here are not taking health as serious as they should, because there were just a hand of people at that particular activity. And I'm saying people need to be more conscious of our health. And in particular, because if you look around, not only the diabetes, but then you also look around how many people have strokes. Not old people.
Young people.
Young people
Yeah.
that are having strokes
Yeah.
because of the hypertension. Those both diseases works together, diabetes and hypertension. You got one, they say you got the other one. It ain't necessarily so.
Right.
However, when information is being heightened and willing, you have the people there that are willing, such as the Stroke and Heart Foundation, the cardiologist and Miss Maarten to it, etc. When they are sharing this information and they are inviting our people to come and be informed, come and participate in the exercises and all of that, our people need to show more interest in the health, because there's too many people with diabetes, too many people with strokes. So you wonder at a given point in time, what else can we do to get the attention of our population to really take this serious and take care of their health?
You know what surprised me also, Ms. Chemont, is that here, this doctor that was speaking with my daughter is a European doctor, a white person, and he's saying that he practices on Simran now for over 20 plus years.
Wow.
And you can see that on the island, when people reach the age of 50 and up, they get these problems with
Yes.
diabetes, etc., and also glaucoma. And then it's like we're not doing nothing about it. Now, there's only so much we can do. I think sometimes when you're reaching this stage that we are right now, we need to get intervention also from government and the SZV, because in the long run, it's going to cost us a lot of money.
It is not going to. It is costing SZV and government tons of money. And that's why, as you mentioned there, Mr. Gibbs, they should be the ones that are pushing for the awareness.
But they pick and choose.
But they pick, yeah.
They pick and choose because they
know.
won't come here by us and say, well, Mr. Gibbs, we want to give you a piece of the pie in terms of the advertisement. No, they won't do it. They all gang up with their friends and so forth. And this is a problem on this island. So the information doesn't get out all the way.
And the thing is that I don't believe that they have the proper understanding. They're just thinking, they can pay all the money and get, but the thing, they do not have the proper understanding as to how important it is to be able to heighten the awareness of the people in regards to being healthy and staying healthy. It's like it's a one-time thing. They would come, I think the last health information that they had, how healthy is St. Martin and that type of thing, and probably more than about 10 years ago.
Yeah, but
Since then, they have not done anything.
you know what the problem is, St. Martin? Everything becomes political.
Too much of politics.
You know, so
true.
I don't like you. I don't like your show. So yes, I have a campaign, but I ain't gonna deal with you. But in the end, you're missing the point.
Yep. I quite agree. We have to support our people, and we need to stop and change the selfish behavior, the selfish attitude. We have to be more coming together for the cause.
But sometimes
for the
you-
cause, and they're
sometimes-
not doing that.
Sometimes you have to be selfish. I'll tell you what. I got a call from someone in the government asking to come to the program. And I said no. I said, you know why? When it's free, you all want to come in and inform the people. And when there's money to be made, you go by everybody else, but not by oral gift shows. So that I'm not bringing you. And I'm saying this for the first time tonight. A few weeks ago, I told the government, no. You want to come? Start doing what you do with other media houses. Pay for your appearance. Pay for the advertising, and we'll bring you. Now, I'm not happy saying that, but I was forced to do that because too often what I'm seeing, we're here, we have to pay our taxes like everyone else.
I
So
agree.
why is it you're playing games when you want it for free? I'm good. And when there's money involved, the others are good. So if we can get past that, you know, we will go a long way because I brought up that concern to you because of what I overheard with the doctor and my daughter. And I didn't realize it was that serious on St. Martin.
It is
and there are
very
other
serious.
things that I'm not going to mention here tonight, but after the program I'll tell you. So we have to move now. We have to move quick.
We do have to do something about it because it is way out of hand. Every day you are seeing an increase, and as the doctor mentioned, it's like amputations, 2 amputations a week. This ain't the way to go. And beside the amputations, you have the dialysis department,
Oh,
which
boy.
is overloaded.
That is unbelievable.
Because with it all, with the diabetes, amputation, it is the kidneys is going bad. Then you have the eyesight that is deteriorating and those type of things. We need to heighten the awareness. We need to do something. This is January month. They have enough time to start to get their programs together in terms of bringing out the awareness of our health situation, and in particular, we are talking here diabetes and hypertension. Those two, because we are having too many people with strokes, we are having too many people that are losing their limbs, that are having to be on the dialysis machine and losing their sight. So, we need to really work on this.
And a lot of them are young people.
And they are young. They're not really old people, because the old ones, to me, they're doing much better. The younger ones are the ones that are now really suffering and causing the financial problem with it.
I'm
when
thinking
it
about,
comes to that.
Old cars are better than new cars, though.
I think so too.
I just can hear that.
No, but it is true because we notice some very old seniors that are doing very well.
Yeah.
And the younger ones are the ones that are failing. So
Well, I had a conversation yesterday with a friend of mine in the U.S. And the person know a pair of twins, okay?
yes.
And they're in the 70s. One, all his life, looked at the food he ate. So made sure that he had a good balanced diet. The other one didn't care. He eat anything. The one that eat everything, that's the one that's sick. He have all kinds of problems.
Yes.
And the other one that was looking at his diet and making sure that everything was in order, what he ate, he's doing well.
The older people used to have a saying, as you could, I'm sure you can remember hearing this, they're digging their grave with their mouth.
Yeah.
Because we're eating everything and we are not thinking, on the what can happen. There are the consequences. That's the word I'm looking for. They are not thinking of the consequences after not adhering to your diet.
Yeah.
Because what happened is, for instance, we have patients that would go and they'll be told, and listen, you're being diagnosed with XYZ, and in this case, let's say the diabetes. You have to watch your diet. You may not eat, but they would find the reason why they cannot keep the diet. Oh yeah, the vegetables are expensive. The this is. Sometimes it has nothing to do with that, but it has to do with the portion that we eat, how we set it out. We put a plate, for instance, you would notice that at parties, you go to a party and you have the buffet. They put everything that they see there on the plate.
Yeah.
They're not thinking, let me choose from the buffet some vegetables or the green salad, a piece of baked chicken or something. But they want everything that they see there, from the potato salad and the pie, the macaroni pie and the scallop potato, and all of those are the things that has in those calories. There's nothing else but fat.
Yeah.
So the thing is that we need to say, okay, if I take a little piece of this and then I put my greens with it and a piece of chicken, let me, be satisfied with this because I have the diabetes. I am not supposed, and especially late at night. Because at late at night, you're putting the pancreas with all of this stuff that you took in to work in overdrive while it's supposed to be resting. So in the morning now when you get up, what's going to happen? You have a high glucose level.
Oh, okay.
The sugar, you ate late, the thing that you ate and all of that, you just continue to push your sugar level out of control. You start to feel it. When your nerve ends in your feet start to die, your feet are numb, you can't feel it, and all of those kind of things, then you start to lose your toe, one toe, two toes, foot off, under the knee gone, even above the knee. It's our fault. We need to control our diets. We need to exercise. We need to think. And the government is responsible to share the information. You have a health department, get a campaign going. Big campaign in regards to these type of diseases that are affecting our society. Because too many people are sitting in wheelchairs. St. Maarten Home does not have any more space to accommodate these people, because they have a rehab. When you have your amputation, you have to go there. But
the place is full.
The place is full.
Yeah.
And then you have the district nurses that are trying their utmost best to accommodate everybody to be able to go out of homes for those that can't, that there's no space available, to go out of home to care for them. You're understaffed.
Yeah.
So it is total pressure on the whole health system, from workers to space and you name it. So we need to get serious. The health department, the Ministry of Health need to get into action, and we need to organize the campaign in that regard, assist the Diabetic Foundation that are already there, the Heart and Stroke Foundation, give them the support. Let us get a campaign together and let us heighten the awareness of the consequences of the diabetes and the hypertension within the community. We have work to do.
In case you've just joined us, I'm Oral Gibbs. This is Oral Gibbs Live. We're on Hot 99.9 FM radio station in St. Maarten, also on Facebook and YouTube. My guest is Ms. Chemont. She's a retired registered nurse, and she's my guest always here on Oral Gibbs Live. Good to have her. What else you think is important for us to know in St. Maarten besides the health issue that we just discussed?
The next thing is the cleanliness of the island, because cleanliness is next to godliness. We have a beautiful island, Mr. Oral, and as I mentioned to you, I was in Aruba and for the holidays.
Right.
And Aruba is very clean. Their roundabouts are well taken care of, and it's a beauty. It's a beauty. St. Maarten, we have a lot of beautiful things. Our island is beautiful. Nature is beautiful here. However, the island is a big mess. When I land here at the airport, you to start from driving out from the airport up, on your left-hand side, you have these wrecked boats, a boat yard or whatever it is. You have a boat in the pond over there, and on the boat, people lives there. When the plane are landing, the first thing you are seeing is this boat. You're seeing clothes hanging on lines in your face. Is this the way we welcome our tourists to this island? When you're looking out through the window, and you're seeing this boat in the lagoon pack up, and you're seeing clothes from underwear to all kind of things is flying like, flags. It is not a welcoming sight for none of our visitors, and neither for me as a citizen, as a person that lives here. It is not a welcoming sight at all. And if we love our island as we are saying, it need to be shown. We need to keep St. Maarten clean. So beside the health campaign, they need to run a cleanup campaign to clean up St. Maarten. Too many old cars parked all over the place. To me, wherever a vacant lot of land, there they'll find a park, a couple old cars, and put spray for sale on them. We're coming up to the Coal Bay Road out of Simpson Bay. On your right-hand side, next to Dr. Hunt house, apartment, or whatever that is there, you find in the bush, you're seeing these car wrecks park up right there on the right-hand side.
Right there on the roadside.
In the roadside. What? There should be policies in place that people, our economy is tourist-based, so there should be policies in place that people cannot do what they want in this place by parking their old junk all over the place, spraying for sale on it, and it's just there. It's eyesores. This is eyesores. Then you come up the Coal Bay Hill. If you want to have a beautiful view of the lagoon, bushes are in your face. No, before then is the Krytoff roundabout. Yesterday again and today, I had a pass there, I'm looking at this roundabout. And I'm saying, what is going on here? Where is the VROMI, whoever's in charge, the Ministry of VROMI, let me put it that way? Because people have assignments in these departments to take care of certain things, but apparently nobody's doing anything.
They claim they don't have the money.
You don't need the money. You don't need no money to keep to straighten up your roundabout. There's concrete poles or whatever you want to call them, blocks that they have there that was supposed to be around the statue. How much money they need to straighten up those things since it was knocked down by probably a big one of those heavy equipment? Straighten it up. Go one day, close off the thing, straighten up those concrete barricades or whatever they are around there. The grass is overgrown in the same roundabout. And I mean, there's the statue from Mr. Krytoff there standing. I mean, if that was to come alive, he'll cry shame on Coal Bay. Straighten up that. You're coming up the Coal Bay Hill. On the right-hand side, you want to look over in the lagoon. If you're being driven. Bushes in your face. Why I'm all the way up and it's all the way down to the Cahill area. You cannot see in Cahill anymore. You cannot see in KB. You cannot see the Sabre and Stacia on the line, Sinkit and all of those islands. There's no view. Your view is blocked with a bunch of trees in your face, bush.
They're not even through the wild bush, just there.
It's wild bush. Yeah. It's wild bush in your face.
If it was fruit tree, you wouldn't mind, but it's not fruit tree.
Exactly. The thing is that, again, we are catering, our economy is tourist-based. You have the flagpole. To go up to the flagpole, the road is in a mess. There is a little path, you can make steps, create something beautiful. You make steps up to it, do it nicely that tourists can walk up. We as locals also would want to be encouraged to walk up there and have that beautiful view overlooking the Coal Bay, Simpson Bay Lagoon, the airport. Fix this thing. 1 minute you see a flag flying on the pole, next minute the flag disappears. If they have a problem with the material, I can remember, and I'm sure that you can remember, they would make those flags out of the material they call sail.
Yeah, the strong.
Sail is strong. I don't know who's listening to what we have to say as older people, but you get your flag made out of sail.
The issue, the flag made from that material is heavier.
It's heavier.
And it's a big flag, and it's a problem in the pole there, I understand.
Which one? Out from the sail?
Yeah, because it's huge and the weight and the wind.
The weight and the wind. But long time ago, but they used to do those things.
Yeah.
They used to make those things out of a sail. You probably don't have to use because they come in different grades.
Yeah.
Sail come in different grades. So you take the lighter grade. And if you need 2 men to pull the flag up, then you get 2 men to pull the flag up. Yeah. But you can't have just a bare pole, a rickety road. People still want to go up and be on the height to take a picture.
Right.
That's why they go up, even though the flag is not on the pole. So I believe it's all about common sense, and it's about us listening. We have a lot of young people in these positions, and they feel, and I'm going to say this, they feel they know everything from the book.
Yeah, maybe they do. Maybe.
But they don't have, you could know a lot, but you need common sense to go with it. Mm. And when you have your seniors, and I'm saying you have senior people out there, but then again, the young people, they are not listening, and they feel that you can't tell them nothing. You and I can't tell them nothing because they're young. But common sense takes us a long way. And the experience that we have experienced over the years, because you don't just get up and learn these things either. You grow, and as we live, we learn. So everyday living is everyday a learning experience for each and every one of us.
Do you think that maybe it's our approach? And the reason why I say this, I was one time a young guy too. And sometimes you would be annoyed by the way people approach you to give you, I should say, their point of view on how something should be done.
You can have that, definitely.
And sometimes they approach because I'm older and wiser and everything else. And some saying sometimes it's the approach. And if we look at changing the approach, maybe the younger people will listen more.
That is one point. And the other point is the willingness also to listen. I can agree, because again, with some of the young folks, if you want to tell them something, like for instance, a lot of those guys that walk around their pants below their butt and stuff like that feel that the waist is under the bottom, because that's the only thing I can see. Again, I as an adult, and I would like to address it, the proper way is to first greet the youngster. Hello, good afternoon, good morning, how are you? Give them a smile. Takes you a long way. Right there and then, you listen out to how they would respond to you. But once you smile with them, you got them. And they would say, okay, good afternoon, miss. And then you say, young man, you look so nice. You know, but listen here. You don't mind fixing that pants? It's falling down. It's falling down. And right away, they grab it, pull it up. I forget my belt. So, okay, make sure you hold it. And you're gone. You won't get a bad response from them. But if you go in a way, hey, buddy, you can't do what you're doing. So, hey, like you mentioned, the approach is wrong. So right away, you're going to get...
Let me ask you this, though.
Opposition.
Why do you think young men wear their pants like that?
Because those are followers. They are followers. And they don't realize the pants down there falling off have them walking like monkeys. They're walking like those apes, you know. They don't even realize they're just followers.
The thing is, I think, and I heard this from a woman a few years ago, she said, it's women's fault.
In the sense of?
Because if the young girls would avoid the boys who wore the pants like that, then they wouldn't do it. This is what a woman said.
That's one of the possibilities.
But you know what's even worse? When you see old men doing it.
Big grown men, father. They have the baby on their shoulder, and they're holding the pants with the other hand because the pants is falling down. They're tripping almost, but they're still not saying, I'm going to fix my pants. Let me put my belt and put my pants where it's supposed to be. And these are supposed to be fathers. So they're supposed to be role models for these children. So what do we expect from the younger ones if the older ones are behaving this way?
But to jump back to what that lady said years ago about young women, it kind of make a little sense, though.
It does. It does. She's right. She's right. It make a lot of sense. It make a lot of sense. So I believe that we women need to have a little more pride in ourselves and just reject those type of lovers. Let me call it that. Reject those type of lovers.
Yeah.
Because again, you can tell by the way they wear the clothes the type of ambition that they would have. Are those men really a future for you
Yeah.
and your children when you see them dressed like that? Because we're in a workplace, will they be accepted with their pants being worn like that? So again, if we as women, and the younger women I'm saying here, have a little more ambition for ourselves, we can read what type of future you would have with a guy like that.
But you know, I noticed, and driving on the street, looking at people's behavior, we have some very angry, vicious young women, on this island today. I don't know if you notice it.
Angry,
They're
vicious.
Angry and vicious. They're driving in the road, they're wrong, they cut you off, and they still want to fight you. You never saw that before, and I'm seeing it more and more now. Unbelievable. I saw it in America when I was in America, but I didn't think that I'll see it in St. Maarten. I'm seeing it more and more. Young, angry, vicious women there. And before a woman would drive in the road, she'd be nice and polite and kind. No, not these. No.
I have experienced them as well, and it's the truth. A lot of angry women. And you wonder what is really going on. Very frustrated
And want to fight.
They're ready to fight, and they're like very angry and frustrated and behind the steering wheel. And you're wondering indeed why. What is causing that? But then I wouldn't have the answer because I wouldn't know exactly what is playing around in the minds
Someone
of people.
told me that it has to do with a lot of social issues.
It is social issues for one, indeed. It is social issues. Oftentimes, if these women, they have their children, they make children, probably the partner gonna leave them, they are under the stress because they have to run by themselves to pick up children from school, drop off children to school, play school, and pick them up again, and they have to run off to work, probably stress of 2 jobs, to provide for these children. So there's a lot of anger built up as we say, the social problem that is causing that. So me and you are driving on the road, and we are probably driving a little too slow for them, and they want to pass ahead of us. All of the frustration in their personal life, they blow out on us, and we call it road rage.
That's happening a lot.
And it is happening all the time.
But in fairness though, when you get to meet that same young woman, she's a nice person.
But at that particular time she was frustrated because she wanted to reach where she wanted to reach to collect her baby.
And you in the way.
And you are in the way driving slow. When I turned by the battlefield at one time, I was taking the right turn. Now I want to see who's coming from Phillipsburg area or from the Carrefour direction. There's a car coming out, want to pass me, a young guy. And I tell you, because he look and he say, you're old and this and you get it. And I tell you the language
Yeah.
So I said to myself, he look and I saw who do. I saw the guy as just how he saw me. And I was like, disrespect. I said to myself, well, I hope you live to be my age too. It was like a few days after that same fellow, right up on the same LB Scott Road, had an accident. I said, well, look at that. He cussed me, cussed my mother, cussed everything that I had and how old I was.
Stop to help him.
Look at that. Look at what happened. So our children need to have a little more respect for people, and not only seniors, for females, for everybody that are using the road. We don't have much roads in St. Maarten. We need seeing the condition of the roads, and we need to respect each other on the road. I am not going to risk myself coming out of a place where I cannot see.
Yeah.
I can't see what is oncoming, and next thing I come out and bam, I ain't doing that. So if they cannot wait, then they'll have to pass over or squeeze themselves in the front and go where they have to go. But I cannot allow their behavior to endanger my life. No, I'm not doing that.
You know, traditionally, men have been the one driving crazy on the road, not women. But lately, boy, I mean, I see women
both
doing
sexes.
some things, and I'm like, that's crazy, you know?
Both sexes.
It's, I don't know, I guess with all the issues we have, you know,
all the stress that people are experiencing for many reasons, because again, there's a lot of angry people.
Oh yeah.
For many reasons. Sometimes when you speak to them, it isn't that they are angry with you and I, but it is because they are angry of their very social environment. So there's problems in the home, there's domestic violence. All of those type of things are contributing to the angry behavior of a lot of our young people, or not only young ones, because you have older folks that experience also a lot of situations within the home that is contributing to their anger that they're expressing in the workplace. For instance, you go there and it's not a young person, it's probably a middle-aged person that has a rude behavior towards you, but it actually has nothing per se to do with you or your person, but it is what is going on in their private lives, and they bring it on the job. You're right, and it's not fair.
You remember I told you earlier about the doctor and my daughter? Well,
correct.
I walked into that place, said good morning twice. The young lady never answered me. It's all right, you know. But when she saw now the doctor speaking with my daughter, who's a doctor, and my daughter, he allowed her to do some things, she liked that. Her face was, she completely changed, Marie. Happy, bright smile. And I said to myself, you know, you can see she's a St. Martiner, but she was proud to see another young St. Martin lady that can do that in the medical field. So I said, you know, when I walked in, I felt a little strange because she never answered me, but she had her issues, but later on you could see how she really changed, you know. And so sometimes you...
And you didn't say anything to her?
No, I didn't say anything to her. I'll leave her for next time. I will when I see her next time.
Because, again, we as adults, when something like that happens, what we do, we commend them. Because it changed their mindset. And what I'm saying, in a case like that, I watch her, and after a while I say, you know, Miss, I love your smile and the way you're smiling now, even though I was a bit scared at the first approach.
Yeah.
You make them aware. We have to make them aware. And she will respond, her response to you will be positive, because then she'll appreciate it.
But I already took from what I saw in her behavior that she didn't really have an issue with me per se, but something on her mind at the time.
At the time.
So, you know, those things happen. We're all human, you know.
Yes,
so
we don't, like I said, we don't, in a case like this, try to suppress our young people. We do not do that.
No, don't do that.
I feel that when they do something, and the change that you see immediately, right away you commend them.
But sometimes you can't, because if you go and do that, then the person who she works for will know that when you approach you don't want to do that, you know. And that's
it all depends again on how you see it at the time and how your frame of thought is. Because when they rule like that, at times, they turn you off.
But it doesn't bother me. I always tell people that, you know, that's your problem. If I still more you want to answer, fine. But sometimes when you look at the person, you know, you can see a number of different things.
We need to encourage them. We need to encourage them with some kind word, a kind gesture, you know, give them a smile. And that change, a smile makes a difference.
I was somewhere one day, and a guy walks in, and he said to the guy, good morning. And the guy didn't answer. He said, good morning. The guy said, good morning, don't feed me. That was the guy said to a customer, okay? I mean, no, that was completely
out of hand. Wow. Yeah. And good morning is feeding him. He don't realize that.
Because the guy was a customer. He was a customer.
There you go. If the customers don't come, you don't have a job.
Yeah.
So that again tell you the intellect, their mindset, the intellect in there.
Exactly.
You know, they don't think. Common sense again. Good morning is feeding you. Believe it or not.
Ignorance, huh?
Ignorance, I'm telling you. Blind to the world, blind to the issues.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Telling you.
In case you just joined us, this is our Oral Gibbs Live. I'm here to speak with Miss Maria Chemont on Hot 99.9 FM radio. When we come back, we'll continue speaking with her right here on Oral Gibbs Live. Please stay with us.
Make use of WIB mobile banking with easy access and direct usage of face recognition, PIN code, or fingerprint. Download WIB mobile banking app and make your transaction from anywhere at any time. For more information, visit wib-bank.net/quick-login.
Called at Hot 99.9 FM radio station if you like to advertise. The number is 520-6070. That's 520-6070. Hot 99.9 FM radio station right here in St. Maarten. I'm Earl Gibbs here with Miss Maria Chemont. Speak with her about everything, right?
That's right. We talk about everything.
So
That's why the name of the program is quite interesting.
So
it's everything.
So what else is on your mind? What else happened?
Yeah, so I was touching on the cleanliness of the island, and that also need to be heightened. The awareness. We need campaign to keep the island clean. In Curacao and Aruba, they run campaigns on keeping the island clean. And that is year in, year out. All year round. Every year. All the time. It is something that they have to have going here. Let us keep... we are solely dependable on tourists.
You know, the first time I saw that was back in the 80s in Curacao. And they're still doing it today?
They're still doing it today. I just came from down that side, and they're still running the campaigns on Tini Curacao Limpi, and the same thing you're hearing on Aruba. You know, and indeed they're working on that. The highways, etc., where you have to pass. I mean, okay, they have also some potholes in the road, but they're trying to take care of those things because over the past weeks they had quite a lot months. They had a lot of rain there and stuff like that. But the place is clean compared to what we are sitting in here. You know, and in all honesty, I mean, what are our people doing? What are the ministries that are in charge? You have now a new minister come on board for tourism.
Right.
The minister of tourism should be, I would suggest to him, work hand in hand with Vroomi to try to see what you all can do to clean up this place. I heard the minister talk since I spoke about it, about the plan for the Prince Bernard Bridge. But if Prince Bernard was to come alive and he see that bridge where his name and his plaque is located, he'll run back in the grave again. Because it is distasteful, it is disgraceful, and the gaping, you know, like they move the mangrove trees from where they are there. The bridge, the nastiness of the bridge, the ugly sight of the bridge is now more visible, and it's grinning and watching you. Nothing is happening. Since the car broke away, the one there by the piece of iron by the plaque from Prince Bernard, it's right there inviting people, a car to just fly through and land in the pond.
It's time to replace that bridge.
It is time to replace this. It is a landmark that need to be cherished and respected. You can't have that. For years I'm hearing the bridge and bidding going out and bidding coming. Nothing is happening. What's wrong with this whole bidding story? Mr. Gibbs, you know, as growing up as children, Public Works was the one that used to be responsible for keeping that bridge upgraded. They would be so ever scraping those iron banisters and painting and repainting and fixing, and that bridge was in order. Those mangrove trees that have grown out of control, none of those things were there. Never happened before. And they are closing in the pond, and those things carry some dangerous roots. We could have seen the other side. When you drive on a Long Wall Road, you look across, you see Fort William. You can't see nothing. You're blocked.
But let's go back a little bit there, Mr. Chemont, 'cause I think it's important. As a young boy growing up, and I'll walk by there to go from Phillipsburg to St. Peter's, I never saw any mangrove trees
No
there.
mangrove trees was ever
How
there.
we got there?
I understood that it was the suggestion of a lady that has passed away now, that at that time with Nature Foundation was suggested that when they move the mangrove trees from the airport, that they bring them and plant some there in the pond and also plant some below. Those things are now grown out of hand. We need to get rid of those things. But Nature Foundation is different. Birds and the birds. Birds used to be there in the pond swimming.
Without those things,
Without
yeah.
those mangroves. The bird found their nests wherever, you know. So it is ridiculous to see the bush in your face. The pond is being congested because of these overgrown mangrove trees. We need, Nature Foundation can say what they want, but they need to trim those trees.
You know the different,
Cut them. You can keep.
you know the different
keep them
types of
small.
mangrove. The one that doesn't grow that tall. You
I-
go over the
we knew
French
that.
Quarter. You see those.
You have those around the pond in
Those are
French
natural
Quarter.
to that area.
Natural.
To that area. They've been there for.
And they have been there ever since before we were born.
Exactly.
We met them there. Those the short ones.
But I think what we're seeing here now, what we're witnessing, is people tampering with nature, bringing in outside plants and even
all
the
kind of
iguana.
things.
Yeah, and it's,
That's how the iguanas get it. They swimming come. You know, but again, I believe somebody was coming with them. They say those iguanas got away in the pond in Simpson Bay,
Yeah.
and that kind of story, and they went in the mangrove, and now I came home here the other day. I had an iguana in my house. I think
In your
if
house?
I am not mistaken, that fella still there because I trying to get him out. He playing game and I was off. I don't close my windows. I came. I laid out. That was a Friday I came. I only found out that the iguana in the house on the Monday. As when I pulled the curtain from the bedroom because I have my doors open. I saw this. I said, but what leg? What kind of paws are those? In the double curtain, there's the Mr. Iguana. Watch it. I said, what? So I got my bacon and I'm spraying. Well, that was the joke because I didn't realize they said the iguana fangs closed it down, shut him off, and they don't breathe. So the flit was doing him nothing. So I tried to grab because a young one. I tried to hold him, but then it felt like a monster was in my hand. I let him go. He dropped. He run. I tried with a broom. I say, you know something, Maarten, before this iguana give you a heart attack, send up your pressure, leave him alone. He ain't bigger than me. I bigger than him. So wherever he hide in, I guess I'll have to smell him because I pull out everything and I can't see the fellow.
he might become a pet. You know?
So by the time I find him, probably turn a crocodile. But thank God, you know, we've been, you know, a person who raised up in nature. I'm not really scared of those things because someone told me when I told him, he said, what? Maria, in there? He said, well, I was moving out. I would call in the fire department. I said to do what?
Wow. But
How?
you know what I saw the other day? An iguana going to a restaurant right in Simpson Bay.
Yes.
He's at the door of the restaurant, and the poor lady can't get the iguana to move. Lunchtime, 12 o'clock. He's right.
He was ready to eat.
Yeah. And they're very aggressive. They won't move.
But I'll tell you something. For those who does eat them, he wouldn't be there because he would be eaten. And I must say, I heard of the iguana soup and stuff like
You
that.
never had it?
And I never eat it. However, I had visitors here that my son-in-law, and he ordered this iguana soup.
In St. Martin?
In St. Martin, those cook on the French side, by the people that cooks it on a Sunday. He bought it, he ordered, and he got it was $8 a cup. Yeah, two, one for him, one for his son. And I was gonna hot this soup. And when I looked at it, it looked exactly like chicken. Smell good. And I hot it, and I tell you, they blow this thing off and look like they would eat more. And I say to myself, Lord have mercy, because I know what it is. I wouldn't eat that. But if I didn't know what and you had put the bowl in front of me, I would eat it because it looked like chicken and it did smell good.
Yeah. Wow.
So that fellow what was going to at a restaurant, that
Yeah.
iguana, he lucky.
Boy, yeah, definitely. And the other thing too is monkeys. A lot of monkeys are coming around.
I
now.
heard that. I have seen them
People
in
eat them
Dutch
too, huh?
water. Yeah, we know the British country that they
Sink
would eat.
it, yeah.
Sink it. There's a common thing, is monkey and rice.
Wow.
And they put the paws in, and when it's small, they would
It
say,
looks so human-like, man.
oh my God. But look, Mr. Oral, even so, you know what look human too? Believe it or not, those foul foot. Those foul foot that they cook,
Yeah.
when you clip off the nails,
Yeah.
and you look at it, it look like the palm of a hand.
Honestly, I like it though.
I tried it. I tried
It's
the
nice,
soup.
it's nice,
I
nice.
tried the soup, and they say it's very powerful to eat.
Yeah, nice.
It's very strong. I tried the soup. I cook it. That's how I know. I clipped because I said, let me try this thing, because when we were small and they would kill the fowl to cook, Granny would chop off those paws and throw them
Right.
away. We never ate them.
Right.
But then I have a friend from Guyana, and this friend was telling me, boy, Maria, when you cook this
That
and
thing
you
nice,
stew
boy.
this, and the thing tastes so good, and then I went to Casper one day, and I say, something, I'm going to try this thing. I'm going to make, because I love soup. So I said, let me try this soup. And believe you me, of course, when I got my kitchen scissors and I'm cutting off the part, and I'm looking at the hand, I said, but this hand looking like a human hand. The paws look like a human hand. However, when I finished my soup, it was really delicious.
it's nice,
I
nice.
enjoyed it.
It's
I haven't
nice.
cooked it, and I haven't done it in a while, but
It's nice cook up in
it
rice.
was
too.
nice.
Yeah.
Well, cooking rice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, I haven't tried that.
Yeah, it's nice.
Oh, just plain rice, and you cook it up.
Cook it up, yeah. It's
Yeah.
nice and rice and with peas and everything. It's really nice. Yeah.
I only try the soup, like how I would cook chicken soup.
Yeah.
I use the paws to do that, and it was really tasty, and it cooked soft, and I really sucked the bones. I must say it was enjoyable.
Yeah.
Can't cut no style with that.
Exactly.
But I'm afraid of the Iguana story.
Yeah, no, I will only eat iguana if I know it's not iguana. But if you tell
don't
me,
know.
if you tell me, I'm not gonna eat it.
Exactly. I said we can't say that we're not going to, because the way the world is headed now, we don't know what all we'll have to eat to survive.
Yeah. Well, I'll eat
So
anything
we don't
basically
know.
if I have to. But I was at a restaurant in Florida, and I had snake, but only knew after I had.
Snake.
Yeah, only after I ate it, they told me there was snake.
Wow.
And crocodile. I know about the crocodile, but I was at a restaurant one time, and the chef knew me very well. He said, "Oh, I have lion." I said, "Sorry, no. I'm not into that exotic."
Wow.
Yeah, he had lion to eat on the menu. Can you imagine that? Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I don't. It's the meat isn't really anything that will kill us.
No.
Why?
Right.
I'm saying that because a long time ago you had the hunters,
Right.
and they would kill these exotic animals that we call exotic animals, and they would have them on their menu. They were eating it, and they roast them in the fire, and they was roasting the meat, and they was eating. So.
But look, when I was small, my mother used to cook shark and stuff. I would never eat shark, But when you're small, you don't know what they're cooking up, and you eat it. But
Probably eat it.
yeah, that was,
Kari
but,
kari, they call it kari kari
No.
in Curacao.
But no, I would never eat a shark, or turtle. I wouldn't eat those things.
You really think on those? But like I said, we can in life, boy. When it's that famine hit, we never know.
Better be prepared,
Be prepared. Famine hit, we never know what all we will eat.
You're doing your little gardening already?
Actually, I have is banana trees. I have those, and I cut out the rice and boil now some bananas to eat with my chicken and with the meat, because bananas has also a lot of iron. So I boil my bananas. Other than that, I really don't have a garden because I don't have garden space.
Or you can make a space, man, on your porch or whatever, that area. You'll be surprised.
The next problem I have is I'm a person who like to fly. And when you have a
travel
garden,
lot.
you have to water it, and if you're not there, you'll have to find someone to do these things for you. And I don't like to inconvenience people at all.
But it's nice.
So
It's
it is nice to have. I grew up with gardens because my grandmother we always had what they call the ground. The ground potatoes, tanias, and all of those things was planted, kalulu, shibble, and thyme, and you name it. They used to grow a garden, pineapples and stuff like that, peas. And in particular peas, because I think I mentioned before, as a child, I used to get angry when I see those peas trees put out flowers. Why? Because I know it's a lot of work. We watching those peas, and then
Picking them,
you have to pick
peel-
peas.
oh, yeah.
When they dry, you got to trash peas with a stick in a bag. It was work. You got to shell peas until your fingers peel and hurt you. You know. So I used to get. Anytime I see those peach trees put on, Granny would say, "Opa, the peach trees are blossoming." And I would be, "Oh gosh,
Time for peas again.
peas again, this walk again," you know. But I would enjoy the peas and rice, of course, in a pea soup.
Yeah.
But
It's
to
real
get
nice.
there, you really have to work,
Definitely.
you know. So what was I growing up now in grounds and stuff, and it's healthy. It is healthy. Gardening is healthy. Also for the mind, because while you're tending to the garden, your mind is with your,
Relax.
it's relaxed.
Yeah.
You know, it is total distraction from the daily stress once you have your little garden.
That's
It
true.
keeps you. It keeps you. You see, again, amongst the plants and flowers, there's healing. Because we used to have flower gardens, for instance. You know, we have nice flower trees that we used to take care of. So all of those things contribute to our health. To go back to health again, the garden, the tending of the garden is mind relaxing. You don't have time to stress. You can distress there. You can talk to your plants. You weed up your garden. When you are involved in that, from my experience, you don't have time to think and stress.
Right. Well, Ms. Chemont, I want to thank you for being my guest, and always a pleasure having the program. 30 seconds, all yours.
Well, I want to thank you also, Mr. Gibbs, for having me on your program. I didn't get the first show, but I thank God for being here with you on the second show, and a happy and prosperous new year to you and your family, as well as to the listening and viewing audiences out there. God bless us all, and let us make St. Maarten the #1 spot in the Caribbean. Let us start keeping it clean.
And thank you again, and wish you and family all the best for 2023. All right? Always a pleasure having you.
Thank you, Mr. Gibbs.
And that's it for now. See you next time right here on Oral Gibbs Live. Until then, take care. Bye.